Hello and a warm welcome to all the viewers of the Sneakometer podcast. This is our second episode. Now, if you're wondering where was the first episode, we had to do a bit of a rebranding and as fantastic startup people normally do, we have been agile and we have been on the ball and we have made some changes to our branding. Nothing changes though. It's still me, Rahul Patil from Wellington, and it's still my co-host Sarvesh from Mumbai. And we're both going to bring you the second team of the IPL that we're going to discuss today, which is none other than Delhi Capitals. Sarvesh, welcome back.
Thank you, Rahul. How is it going?
All well, all well. It's the weekend here. The sun is shining in Wellington, and yeah, you cannot beat Wellington on a good day. Now, if you're also wondering a little bit about the T-shirt that I'm wearing, you can see the lovely Indian flag on one side and the Kiwi fern on the other side. This is a limited edition T-shirt that has been produced by the New Zealand Cricket Board, and the reason they've done this is because in New Zealand we have so many people from the Indian subcontinent who come and move here, and like me, they've all got dual loyalties. So whenever India plays New Zealand, they don't know whom to cheer for because they love both countries equally. And because of that, they've come out with this limited edition shirt. This is the one for India and New Zealand, but a similar shirt is available if you're a Pakistan fan, if you're a Bangladesh fan, or if you're a Sri Lanka fan. And you can buy this from the New Zealand cricket website. And I thought it was a fabulous initiative. That's why I'm showing off my lovely T-shirt today. Right, let's crack on with Delhi. Should we have a quick look at where they finished last year, Sarvesh?
Yeah, just above Hyderabad on ninth position.
Yeah, absolutely. And I was just going to say that, like Hyderabad, not the best of seasons for Delhi. Um, we we do know that last year was a very difficult year for them, and obviously Rishabh Pant not being available in that IPL, huge dent into their chances. Um, I know Ricky Ponting has a soft spot for Rishabh Pant because whenever he speaks about Rishabh Pant, there's always love and admiration for his skills. And just losing your captain right before the IPL must have been a huge blow for them too, and that could be one of the major reasons why they finished where they did, Sarvesh.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if you go back to that 2020 IPL final, it was Delhi Capitals versus Mumbai Indians, and after that, one more season after that, I think we had a mega auction, and after that, these two teams, Mumbai and Delhi, they struggled a lot because they lost, especially Delhi, they lost their majority of their core. They lost Shreyas Iyer, they lost Rabada, then there were so many players. They lost Toynis, the they had so many match winners in that team, and it looked like they finally have that settled core, but that mega auction came at a very bad time for them, and yeah, from there I think they have been struggling. Last year, like you said, Rishabh Pant was a major miss, but they did not have that core with them, and I think they are now in that sort of a rebuild phase where they are looking to create that new generation core. So I think, yeah, so this is going to be a crucial season for them. We'll discuss this further, that they have lot many new faces this time around. They will look to start fresh, and I think there are plenty of things for Delhi Capitals, for which they can feel excited about.
I think the word excited is the key word here because I'm really excited to see the comeback of one man and one man only, which is Rishabh Pant. I mean, I always say the reason I love Test cricket so much is because it gives you a second chance. And what a beautiful story for Rishabh Pant. Life has given him a second chance in actually, and it's not just about getting that second chance. It's about what you do with it. And to see him go through what he has been through and to come back and be ready to play, such a feel good story. And I just hope that he can reach back to the heights that he was before. I mean, you're never going to be the same player, and in fact, I feel this knock of that life has taught him might just prove to be the clicker wherein Rishabh Pant now takes his game from one level to the next because of what he has just endured in the last 12 to 15 months.
Yeah, absolutely. Whenever I talk about Rishabh Pant, I always use this term. I relate him with that term called mentality monster. In my opinion, he is the kind of matches he has won for us from the positions that we were in. I think you cannot do that without having a solid mentality. I mean, that habit of giving it back to the opposition. There are not many players like him, and that's why we all love him. I mean, what he does whenever he plays for India or any team. So the kind of that habit, that winning mentality, that knack of giving it back to the opponents and turning it around for your team. I think that's his best ability. That's his quality, and there are not many players like him. That's why, in my opinion, he's an absolute superstar.
Absolutely, and I agree with you there. No, I don't think any other cricketer in this team, probably apart from Virat Kohli, is as strong mentally when the chips are down. And yeah, that win in Gaba when he took India home. Who else? Who else could have done that apart from Rishabh Pant himself? So that just talks volumes about his mental strengths. And yeah, to come out of the situation in life that he was also shows that he is mentally tremendously strong. And he's put in the hard work, as you can see, and it's been a very social kind of comeback because all his training videos, all his interactions, and everything got highlighted in social media. So he's for one reason or other, he's always been in the public eye, even through this period. Normally people say when things are not going well for you in your private life, they say, respect my privacy and give me some time. But Rishabh Pant has not had that. But I just think another side of it is because he is such a loved cricketer that everybody wants to know how he's doing. And there was some genuine love and affection for him coming through the fans. And yeah, I think Delhi is going to have that. Sympathy vote of each and every fan this year when they see Rishabh Pant on the field. If Delhi is playing any other team which is not your team, I'm sure the crowd is going to be supporting Delhi.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, not just in IPL. I mean, even in WPL, I think there are a lot many people supporting DC this year.
Yeah,
We are going to have the
absolutely. Look,
final. Yeah,
yeah, no, that's fantastic. Let's have a quick look at what went wrong for them last year, if we can.
yeah. So uh, again, in that batting, you'll see that David Warner was the lone man standing for them. There was not a lot of help for David Warner in that top order. I mean, he was just the lone man fighting it out for his team. You'll see that he has scored more than 500 runs, but but you'll realize that he has played that conservative brand of cricket, which he's not known for. David Warner, you relate him with those quick knocks, 70, 80, the kind of work that he has done for SRH. You used to win matches on his own. But this time around, you'll see he was not at his best because he had to play that conservative brand of cricket. He had no other option because there was not a lot of help from him from the top order. Prithvi Shaw was not looking at his best. Then there were, at the bottom, Roman Powell was not clicking for them. Only help that he got was from Akshay Patel. But even fans were saying that Akshay Patel should bat higher, but for some reason he did not. So David Warner, I think he carried that team last year. They finished ninth. Like you see, they started very poorly. They lost 5 games, then couple of wins, and they sort of looked better towards in the second half where they got 3 wins. But overall, I think there were a lot of positives in terms of individual performances. The way David Warner stood up for them, the way Mitchell Marsh bowled for them. I mean, we did not expect Marsh to be that effective. Marsh to be the highest wicket taker. He performed, and there's always. I mean, Akshay Patel is there. There's Kuldeep Yadav, but Mitchell Marsh, I think again he stood out.
I think when Mitch Marsh is the highest wicket taker for you
Yeah,
in your team, then you are in trouble. You know
exactly,
that is
exactly.
a sign of trouble. When he's taking more wickets than Akshar Patel and Kuldeep Yadav, that means your side's in trouble. Yeah, just a couple of points on that as well. I think I remember a couple of innings of David Warner last year, wherein he was scoring less than run a ball, and that strike rate. But that is also reflective of the fact that because they were losing wickets on one end, he had to kind of play that anchor innings and bat right through the innings rather than go for the big shots. Was there some interesting stat around the number of sixes or something he hit in the
Yeah.
tournament as well?
So look at his number of sixes. He is the eighth highest a run getter last season, scored more than 500 runs, but look at the number of sixes. Only 10 sixes. I mean, look at the top 20. You realize that he has hit the least number of sixes, but also look at the number of fours, somewhere around 70. That tells you that he was taking calculated risk, and he was not looking to he was not looking to take excessive risk at the very beginning. I remember I posted this stat somewhere last year that after fourth or fifth match, after scoring a couple of fifties, he actually hit his first six. I mean, for David Warner, you always relate him with sixes or those punches, all those classy shots, all those classy sixes. But for some reason, he decided that he's not going to. I mean, I don't really blame him for that. Like you said, there was he had to play that kind of a cricket. I mean, he had no other option. So that
Yeah.
it has been, it was that kind of a season for David Warner. And in that top 30, you'll see that there is no other Delhi Capitals batter. That tells you that he was literally alone in that. I mean, there was no help of any sort for him.
Yeah, while we're talking about Warner, I think we also need to discuss about this curious case of Prithvi Shaw. All that talent, but somehow last year was his worst year in the IPL, wasn't it? And I guess if you're an Indian cricket fan and if you saw Prithvi Shaw debuting and all the numbers that he was putting up in first class cricket at the time, and the fall from the highs has been really rapid. And then again, recently he went back to first class cricket, scored a few runs. Then he's been to England and he played a bit of county cricket there, and he was scoring hundreds for fun over there. Um, so yeah, I cannot put a finger on what is wrong because in England, the ball seams around. People say he's not got a great technique and he leaves a gap between his bat and his pad. But if that was the case, then he wouldn't be scoring all those runs in England. And I know county bowlers are not international bowlers, but still, you'd expect him not to do as well as he did in England. Then he comes back, plays a bit of Ranji cricket, scores a few runs. But yeah, you've now watched Mumbai cricket very closely. What do you reckon? What's going to happen with Prithvi Shaw this year?
I mean, when he went to county last season, he scored a double hundred, and I was actually thinking that okay, finally something has clicked for Prithvi, and I wanted wanted him to play well there, do well there, because I know the kind of talent that he has. I mean, if you have been following him for last 5 6 years, you will know that it's a huge talent, and we just felt that he's slightly going away from that mainstream, that the main core that we had. So it was a difficult season for Prithvi. We the Delhi fans, and in fact not just Delhi fans, all the Indian team fans, they were hoping that he would do well. It did not happen. He went to county, he played good knocks, but he got injured after that. I think he was out. He
Yeah.
missed entire Syed Mustaq Ali Trophy. He missed entire Vijay Hazare Trophy. After that, in the later part of this Ranji season, he came back, scored a good 100. But again, he's still not looking at his best. I mean, I watched him closely. His fitness, it looks he's not 100%. It seems that there is a lot of ground to be covered in that area. And in batting, I mean, his batting is always. It seemed that it is always work in progress. I mean, he can improve. We know the kind of quality that he has. So, batting is something he can keep improving with the kind of people Delhi Capitals have. Of course, there's Ricky Ponting. I mean, you cannot you cannot be asking for more help. If you have Ricky Ponting in your setup. So I think, yeah, that kind of those kind of a technical workarounds he can always do while there in the DC camp. But I think fitness is something he'll have to improve. It's a long season, 14 games, and I think Delhi Capitals, they expect there were a lot of chatters going around that Delhi Capitals may not retain him, but they showed faith in him. So again, he will have to do something. Some magic has to happen for Prithvi Shaw this season, I think.
I think if he just makes up his mind to bat 30 balls in every innings that he plays, I think he will be doing Delhi Capitals a huge favor. Because if he stays in there, we all know how good he is, and we all know that he will score runs. He doesn't need to do anything different to score runs, but he's just got to make sure that he stays in there. And that comes with short selection, and I think that lets him down a lot of times. because when he's on a roll, I think he in his mind thinks he can hit every ball, and he probably can. But at the same time, what he's got to tell himself is the risk versus reward scenario that comes with such high risk cricket can sometimes be your downfall. And what's the best thing for his team is that he remains there for as long as possible. Because trust me, if he plays 30 balls in every game this season for Delhi, I think he'll be doing them a huge favor. Anyway, let's move on to the bowling if we can, please, and see what.
Yes. So, like we discussed, Mitch Marsh was the highest wicket taker for them. There's nobody.
Yep.
There's nobody in top 20 wicket takers for DC. And the kind of quality Delhi Capitals have in the spin department, they have Akshar and Kuldeep. I mean, if you compare with other teams, then probably Rajasthan Royals they have Ashwin and Chahal, and then DC with Akshar and Kuldeep. And in these two teams, they have like proper quality spinners. And if you then move to other teams, you'll realize that there's teams are struggling to have one good spinner. Look at Mumbai Indians. I mean, they have they have Piyush Chawla, but look at other teams. There are not many quality spinners, and here they have two. So I think this season, uh, the DC will expect a lot more from Akshar and Kuldeep. Kuldeep is in great touch at the moment, and I am not sure about Mitch Marsh if he's how much he bowls and how much he contributes. I hope that he doesn't end up being the top wicket taker for DC this season, for all the good reasons. I hope Akshar, Kuldeep, and Mukesh and all those players they do the job. And Nokia, all those guys, they do their job and they finally give something back to the DC fans.
Yeah, I'm sure the bowlers will need to step up this season for them. Let's bring up their squad and have a quick look at what's happening this year, shall we?
Yeah. So
Right.
in
So with the
yeah
batters, obviously we've spoken at length about Prithvi Shaw. There's Yash Dul there as well. David Warner obviously carries on. Now Harry Brook, they bought him for 4 crores in the auction, but unfortunately has pulled out of this IPL to be with his family. And more power to him because I feel
yeah
if your mind's not right, then the best thing is to not play the game and get yourself right. And if his family needs him at this
yeah
point of time, so be it. So good on
absolutely
him.
yeah
But lovely opportunity for young Fraser McGurk. I've seen him in the Big Bash in Australia, and a lot of potential. Some fantastic ball striking. Some of the shots he plays are phenomenal. The sixes he hits are long, and on Australian ground, especially,
yeah
which have massive boundaries, he clears them with ease. So a phenomenal talent, and I think the whole Australian Ricky Ponting influence in
yeah
picking him has been quite huge. But there's an interesting part to it, isn't it? Because they bought him as a replacement for Ngidi
yeah
and not Harry Brook. Is that correct?
yes, because what happens is they have picked him as a replacement for NGD, and Harry Book is they'll replace him. Now what will happen is they replace the bowler with a batter. You might question what are they doing, but there is also a cost component involved in that. So they have replaced Fraser Magak, who is costing them around 50 lakhs. Now what they can do is Harry Brook, whose cost is 4 crores, they can actually go back in that unsold players market, and they can actually pick somebody for more than 2 crores or 3 crores or whatever price. But the cost restriction will not be involved when they pick that bowler. I think that's a huge factor. Had they replaced Harry Brook with Megak, then they will have to pick somebody with that cost constraint in mind. They probably would have been priced out for most of the bowlers. So I think this is a very smart thing that they have done, and I think I'm actually looking forward to see who they sign now as a Harry Brook replacement.
Yeah, trust Ricky Ponting to come up with smart thinking like this. I had the opportunity of spending a little bit of time with him. This was in the T20 World Cup in Australia. And he was at about a 2 meter distance from me and talking to the media. But just he is so smart and so sharp. You listen to him on commentary and you learn
Yeah,
so much about the game because he is an absolute um, encyclopedia of knowledge as far as the game of cricket is concerned. And I could listen to him for hours. But yeah, a very smart move on that front.
yeah,
They seem to have a lot of wicket keepers in their playing squad, don't they? Like we've got Rishabh Pant coming back, we've got Abhishek Porel who's been there for a couple of seasons now. Ricky Bhui, you've got Shai Hope, you've got Tristan Stubbs who also keeps wickets. But tell me a bit about this kid Kumar Kushagra who's
Yeah.
been picked up for 7.2 crores. What is his story, Sarvesh?
So, so last season they struggled with wicket keepers because Pant was not there. They had Abhishek Purel, but they were going around they were doing musical chairs sort of a thing with wicket keepers. They asked Sarfaraz Khan to keep wickets. It did not work out. Then they moved to next player and things like that. So this year they actually went and signed 4 wicket keepers, 2 overseas and 2 domestic. We all know about Tristan Stubbs and Shai Hope. And Ricky Bui again is an experienced campaigner in domestic cricket. We all know he is in good form, by the way. And Kumar Kushagra, they have backed this. I think just he's just 19 or 20, and that Jharkhand factory of wicket keepers. MS Dhoni, of course, Ishan Kishan, and you'll see Robin Mins and all those guys coming from there, aggressive batters and wicket keepers. So he's
And
from that
and the
factory.
apple of everybody's eye, Dhruv Jurel, you know.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely, absolutely. But Kumar Kushagra, I have heard, and they have backed him. They have gone for him. I saw that auction again, and it seemed that they badly wanted him. They just wanted him. I mean, again, he's just 19 or 20. He's a good aggressive batter. Talent is of course there. He can bat low down the order. Now you'll have lot many players, lot many batters who can bat in the top order. But there are some players who can bat at 5, 6. Now Dhruv Jurel again last in what he did for Rajasthan Royals. He batted at 6, 7. He came in as impact where he's batted down the order and he played those knocks. Now, when you pay such high sum for somebody, then somewhere down the line that this guy can do that job for me down the order, because at the top of the order you have established batters, and at 6, 7 at the at this level you'll require that that firepower players who can start hitting from ball number one. So I think that is a crucial factor, and I think that's why they have spent so much on him.
It just also tells me that when you're spending 7.2 crores on an Indian batter, there is a high chance that you're going to play him from game one because that's how much you believe in that guy to come good, which is, I won't be surprised if they start with him in their starting 11.
Yeah, same.
Well, moving on to the all-rounders, the usual suspects, Akshar Patel's there, Lalit Yadav's there. Both of them have been there for a while with the Capitals. Mitch Marsh, of course, highest wicket taker. And the beauty with Mitch Marsh this season is that he's also been backed by his national side, which is Australia, to actually captain the Australian cricket team at the T20 World Cup in the West Indies and the US ahead of someone like Pat Cummins. So just goes to show the kind of respect and the kind of appreciation they have for what he brings to a team and his all-round skills and just the kind of cricketer he is, the kind of form he's been in, and also winning the Australian Allen Border medal at the Australian Awards as well. So life is going extremely well for Mitch Marsh, and Delhi will be hoping that some of that form and some of that feel-good factor of his at the moment rubs off on them.
Yeah, absolutely. Mitch Marsh is again that player who will stand up when the team needs him, and he'll play an incredible knock. We just watched what he did in the test match. And I mean every time whenever his team is in a difficult situation, he has performed. I think that's his ability. He can perform exactly when your team needs it badly. And these players are, I think, very invaluable. He's one of them.
Absolutely, couldn't agree more. Moving on to the spinners, the one name stands out there, arguably the best spinner in world cricket at the moment. Might it be red ball, white ball, whatever ball, give him a ball and he'll get you wickets kind of a bowler. Kuldeep Yadav in probably the prime
Yeah.
of his cricketing career at the moment.
Absolutely, absolutely. He cannot do anything wrong. He's doing everything just perfectly. Last year at the World Cup, then in the Test series, everywhere, I mean, wherever you play, it doesn't matter, the color of the ball. He'll perform in all the situations.
Yeah. And then moving on to the seamers, we've got obviously one name stands out there for me, which is Andrik Nokia. he was a key factor when Delhi Capitals actually made that title run a couple of seasons back. How's his injury looking? Because he was out with injury.
Yeah,
He's not been playing that much for South Africa.
yeah.
What's the update on his injury status? And is he likely to play all 14 games?
Not sure about all 14 games. I mean, with Nokia, I think they might, use him carefully in all the crucial games, but you expect them to back him. I read their statements that he's back, he's fit. I think he should be available for all the games. But what they have done well this time around is they have signed a good backup for Nokia in Jai Richardson. Jai Richardson, if you remember last season, he was in Mumbai Indians squad, but he could not play. He was injured. He had that surgery. So this season he is back, and Delhi Capitals have picked him, and I think it's a very good pick. You have to. I was at the auction, before the auction, I was analyzing all the teams, and I felt that Lucknow Super Giants needed to pick a backup for Mark Wood, and Delhi Capitals needed that backup for Henrik Nokia. I mean, these two players, those teams, they had to pick up those players, and I think they have done a good job. They have Jai Richardson as his backup. He could be a good backup, but like you said, Nokia, I think he's looking fit. He should be ready to go.
And the good thing with them is they've got a good core of Indian
Yeah.
fast bowlers as well. So they've got Mukesh Kumar, who is on the fringes of national duty. They've got Khalil Ahmed, who I am hearing a lot of good things about.
His
Apparently
best
in
domestic
domestic
season.
cricket,
Yeah, his best domestic. He just had
yeah,
his. Yeah.
yeah, the pace was up, the swing and the movement was back, and he was just, when a fast bowler runs in, you can almost tell whether he's in rhythm or not. And apparently, Khalil Ahmed this year is looking in fantastic rhythm, and yeah, he's added a yard or two of pace, so could be a good season for him and Delhi Capitals with these guys. And a good old war horse in Ishan Sharma should anything happen to any of the Indian fast bowlers.
Yeah, absolutely. Ishan Sharma, I mean, he's around for so many years. He can, even if he's not playing, he can do so much. For any team you pick, he can do so much. He can guide youngsters. He can mentor them. I mean, he's a fantastic character to have. I think they've done a good job in retaining him. I'm actually glad that they retained him.
Right. Now, this is the interesting part of the segment that we do, which is looking at the domestic cricket numbers of some of these unknown quantities, because most of the known players we know what they've been doing. But tell us some interesting stats about some of the lesser known players.
Yeah, so at the bottom you'll see there's Rasik Dar. Rasik Dar, if you remember, Mumbai Indians signed him like 5-6 years ago, and even I think I don't remember the exact season, but they had him long time back. He played a few matches for them. Then after a few seasons, he went to KKR. He could not get lot many opportunities there. Now, right now, he's back with DC. And now, why I'm mentioning his name is look at this. Look at this table. He had a very good Syed Mushtaq Ali Trophy as well as Vijay Hazare Trophy. He was good. I mean, people were watching those. People were going there for Jammu Kashmir matches to see how Umran is doing, and I felt like it's just me, but there are lot many people, lot many fans, Indian fans. They actually said is that Rasik Salam is actually looking good. They went there for Umran. Umran again, he's a fantastic prospect, but Rasik is somebody who impressed who impressed everyone. 11 wickets in Syed Mushtaq Ali, and at that economy 6.8, he's a seamer. He bowls with the new ball. He can swing it, and that kind of a record, these kind of numbers, I think it's a very good start. Even his strike rate, look at it, just around 14. So he looked good in domestic cricket in both in Syed Mushtaq Ali Vijay Hazare Trophy, and apart from that, Lalit Yadav, he's doing well. Sumit Kumar. Then again, Khalil Ahmed, he had, like I said, he probably had a season of his life in domestic cricket. He was looking very good. He was bowling at good speeds. He looked fantastic. And there's Sumit Kumar. We mentioned his name, and he's there in that all-rounder section. You'll see he's a seam bowling all-rounder, and I think at some point we may see him this season. We'll discuss about that later in this. But yeah, these are the numbers for their domestic bowlers. Now, quickly moving to the batters. Prithvi Shaw, like I said, he missed the entire white ball domestic season. But they have Ricky Bui. He has done well in Ranji. In Syed Mushtaq Ali, he did, like you see, if you're stacking at 185, 184 and scoring 234 runs at that average, then you are doing something, you are doing things correctly. He's looking good. Then again, Abhishek Purel, he's a stable, steady batter. He's doing well for them. Yes, Dul, like we all know, we have seen doing him good things. Again, Sumit Kumar there. If you look at his Vijay Hazare numbers, they are looking good. So yeah, these are the players. Delhi Capitals will hope that they will perform for them this season.
I'm sure the youngsters will come to the party, but I think the key for them is going to be the experienced players
Yeah.
delivering. And if they can get the experienced players delivering, I think they've got a good core of young fellows who can support them and take them through that. Well, I think it's time now to look at probably the starting 11s.
Yes, absolutely.
Right, so I'll let you run through yours first.
Yeah, the first 11 is actually keeping in mind Prithvi Shaw starts and he does well for them. So if he starts in, obviously it's a very good sign for DC. So in my starting role, I'll have him starting with Shaw, Warner, Marsh, Rishabh Pant at 4. I hope they bat him in top 4 and it doesn't go beyond that for him. Then I feel that they'll play Kumar Kushagra and Tristan Stubbs. Now in that 5, 4, and 6, they have 3 wicket keepers. So in my opinion, that's a good sign. So it doesn't matter if Kumar Kushaga loses his place or Tristan Stubbs he loses his place. They always have somebody in that team who can keep wickets, and this is sort of an issue they faced last season. So I think it's a good middle order to have the 3 good options for wicketkeeper. I hope Kumar Kushagra does well this season, and again Tristan Stubbs, we have been watching him for in SA20. He's doing well there. And then at 7, I'll have, based on depending on the situations, I'll have Lalit Yadav or Sumit Kumar. If the condition supports seamers, then of course Sumit Yadav. And then Akshar Patel, I have him at number 8, but I hope they bat him higher up, maybe in top 5, top 6, depending on the situation. Then Kuldeep Yadav, and then I think Nokia and Jai Richardson will share that spot. And then at 11, I'll have Mukesh Kumar, their best domestic seamer, and Khalil and Rasik. They can come in as impact players. This is assuming they bat first. And now, if it doesn't work out for them with Prithvi Shaw, I see them going to Fraser McGurk. They can have him in top 2. They can open with him. Then again, I'm hoping that March stays fit. So they will have to sacrifice Tristan Stubbs there. So if that happens, then I think in that middle order, after Rishabh Pant and Kumar Kushagra, I think they can look at Sumit Kumar and Lalit Yadav to at 6, 7, and then the rest of the team sort of remains same.
Oh, I agree with most of what you said. Yeah, looks like a good strong 11 if they can all get firing at the same time. I've got a pretty similar 11. Obviously, we'll start with Shaw and Warner and Marsh at number 3, Rishabh Pant coming back at number 4. I've got Tristan Stubbs at 5 just because he is in tremendous form at the moment. And if I'm not mistaken, he even had a triple hundred in a red ball game playing somewhere in South Africa. And I know it's different, but just the kind of form that he's in, I think this could be the year that we see the best of Tristan Stubbs
Yeah,
in the
finally.
IPL.
Yeah.
Yep. Then going with Kushagra again at number 6, and as you said, he could be that finisher who comes in and starts going from ball 1. Akshar Patel at 7, but I agree with you. He is capable of batting anywhere in the top order as well because he's that good with the bat. And yeah, if there is a suitable matchup, if there's a left-arm spinner or a leg spinner in the attack, he could be promoted to have a go. Kuldeep Yadav at 8, obviously doing wonders with the ball. Anrik Nokia at 9 to start off, and then Mukesh and Khalil at 10 and 11. I think one of the things that I also like to do is to make sure that I don't want to put the pressure on Rishabh Pant to keep.
Yeah.
And I think he's just coming back, so it might not be the best thing for him keeping every game. And which is why I kind of want to have 2 keepers in the playing 11 so that in case he doesn't want to, he shouldn't be forced to. And then Kushagra can come in and do that job, or can Tristan Stubbs. So either one of them is capable of keeping. For that impact sub, obviously, depending on the wicket, if it's a turning wicket, you get Lalit Yadav in. If it's a seaming wicket, you get Ishan Sharma in. And then again, it depends on whether you bat first or bowl first, and whichever way you go. But yeah, that's my playing 11.
You
Right.
mentioned about Tristan Stubbs and wicketkeeper, and there's also interesting thing about Stubbs is that he can actually bowl good spin as well. So he can do a lot of
Okay.
things. Yeah, he has done well bowling off spin. So yeah, he can do that as well. He's a good option to have around. I'm actually hoping that he does well. Last season, a couple of seasons, he was with Mumbai Indians. He could not get opportunities, but I hope finally this is the year for him.
Yeah, absolutely. And look, we know that they've got a fantastic coach. We know they've got a good team. And yeah, as I said, the feel good factor is all with Delhi. So yeah, fingers crossed
Yeah,
they get their act together this year and we can see the best of Delhi Capitals. I always love an underdog because of the fact that they've never won, you know.
yeah,
Along with RCB and Kings, Punjab Kings, Delhi Capitals is one team that hasn't won the IPL. And of course, LSG is there, but they're a relatively newer team to the IPL. So when I look at the slightly older teams, these three teams stand out, and which is why whenever Delhi's playing any game, I'm always a Delhi supporter in that. The pitches also will be great, I think, because in the World Cup we saw there were some good batting wickets in Delhi, which should suit the kind of batters they have in their side. You know, the likes of David Warner, the likes of Prithvi Shaw, Mitch Marsh, all like the ball coming onto the bat and playing through the line of the ball. And I think it will help them. But
yeah,
yeah, fingers crossed.
yeah.
Well, I guess that brings us to the end of episode number 2 for our Sneakometer podcast. If you like what we're doing, please give us a follow, please give us a like, comment. And as we say, team selection is always filled with controversy. So if you have a different playing 11, let us know your thoughts. All comments are welcome. And yeah, if you do like what we're doing, follow Sarvesh on his Twitter handle, which is Crick Aspect, and follow me on mine, which is Rahul Patil NZ. Also follow us Sneakometer underscore pod on Twitter and Sneakometer underscore podcast on Instagram. Show us some love, and we'll keep bringing you good quality content from here on. Next up, we're going with KKR. Is that correct?
Yeah, we'll go with KKR.
KKR is going to be the next one. But until then, it is goodbye and thank you for watching from Rahul and Sarvesh. Have a good evening.